Myanmar has been trapped in armed conflict for generations. Since gaining independence in 1948, the country has faced repeated wars between the central government and ethnic armed organizations. But Myanmar's conflict is not simply the result of ancient ethnic hatred. To understand it, we need to go back to British colonial rule. In the 19th century, Britain conquered Burma through 3 Anglo-Burmese Wars. But the British did not govern every part of the country in the same way. The Myanmar majority lowlands were placed under direct colonial administration, while many frontier regions inhabited by ethnic minorities retained traditional local authorities. The British also recruited heavily from groups such as the Karen, Kachin, and Chin for their colonial security forces, while limiting the role of the Myanmar. These forces were sometimes used to suppress anti-colonial resistance. The result was a complicated legacy of political and ethnic mistrust. World War II deepened these divisions as different ethnic communities found themselves on opposing sides of the conflict. Then came independence. In 1947, General Aung San met with Shan, Kachin, and Chin leaders at Panglong. The Panglong Agreement promised cooperation, equality, and greater regional autonomy. For a brief moment, a federal future seemed possible. But in July 1947, Aung San was assassinated. He would never see independence. When Burma became independent in 1948, the question of federalism remained unresolved. Armed conflict soon spread across the country. In 1962, General Ne Win seized power in a military coup. His government strengthened centralized military rule, while fighting with ethnic armed organizations continued. Over the following decades, many ethnic armed groups developed their own territories, administrations, and economic networks. In some border regions, conflict became closely connected with natural resources and cross-border trade. War was no longer only about identity. It was also about power and money. Then came another turning point. In February 2021, Myanmar's military seized power from the elected government. Thousands of young opponents of military rule joined newly formed People's Defense Forces, often cooperating with veteran ethnic armed organizations. A conflict once concentrated largely in the borderlands was now spreading across much of the country. So what is Myanmar's crisis really about? Ancient ethnic divisions, colonial history, military rule, or all three? Perhaps the deeper problem is that Myanmar has never fully answered one fundamental question. How can many different peoples share one country and still feel that it belongs to all of them?